Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Today, we take a closer look at the stories shaping our communities and our future, going past the surface and into the context, the impact, and the conversations that matter.
In every episode, we move past what's trending and examine what the headlines truly mean for everyday Filipinos.
I'm Mildred Galarpe.
And I'm DJ Moises.
Today on Beyond the Headlines, we turn our attention once again to the ongoing controversies surrounding Azzela Properties, a Cebu-based developer now facing multiple complaints over undelivered housing units and unrefunded payments.
For several months, we've been following the growing number of home buyers claiming they've paid for homes that were never built. Many are still waiting for updates and for the developer to fulfill promises of either delivery or refund.
We'd like to remind the public that we have reached out to Engineer Lloyd Adlawan several times, and I think last week was the second week that he promised to come here, but postponed again for this week. He initially contacted Sunstar Cebu and promised to appear on its program on 2 weeks already, October 8th and October 17th, last Friday, but did not show up, citing health reasons. Of course, we would like to respect that, but I think we have given Engineer Adlawan enough time to explain this side of the case. But now we cannot stop the Homebuyers DJ to be here with us.
So today we're once again joined by some of the complainants to hear what's happening now, what they have discovered, and what they are calling for. Many of them have already waited for months, if not years, without answers.
And for the record, we are once again publicly inviting Engineer Lloyd Adlawan to join us here on Beyond the Headlines. This program remains open to you to share your side and respond directly to the concern being raised.
The goal has always been open, balanced reporting. We owe it to the public and to the people affected to follow through on this issue and get the full picture.
Okay, so joining us again this afternoon, we have Ma'am Tess, Miss Annie, and
Beth.
wag ko kalimot. Ma'am Beth, fresh pa kay ni sila na late tagamay kay ato gid silang gihuwat. Kay niabot na sa punto kay gipasapasa naman ni sila og lain-laing government agencies, DJ. So I think this time on a Monday niadto ni sila ni Governor Pam Bariccuatro. So did the governor kanang atubang ninyo?
Yes.
Dungan gud
Yes.
sila. Yes. Okay, si
Was
Ma'am Ann.
this already planned or it was you just happened to get her audience this morning?
We have sent out letters of petition to the office of the governor as well as to the other local government offices, including the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. We have been waiting on feedback from each of them, and because several months has passed, then we have decided that as a group we would ask for an audience or a courtesy call to the governor, and true enough, we did today. We were first accommodated by her people, including the PLO, as well as the significant individuals of her team. And while waiting, we discussed the different things that we found out, such that our goal was achieved because, in a nutshell, Governor Pam was very generous enough to give us a bit of her time, even if it was unplanned, to have an audience with us as the mother of Cebu province. And we were not disappointed because she, in her power, has empathized with us and will not tolerate this kind of violations, especially with the working class homebuyers and the OFW homebuyers who have been victims of Azzela Properties. She has nagpasalig, siya kanamo, nga himuon niyang tanan para matabangan ang mga nabiktima sa Azzela Properties Ghost Housing Project in Engr, Cebu.
Naningan.
Ghost housing.
Ni trend sad sila sa mga ghost infra projects. Well, technically makaingon
Maybe
man
it's
sa
a
gyud
ghost
ka ghost kay
project.
wala man
They
ang wala
exist.
man gyud ni tuy hakaw didto nga project. So unsa man ang assurance or unsa man ang pasalig sa governor sa inyong before sa kang gov, I learned nga last time ta nagstorya ang inyong gipangita, ang inyong gipangayo ni Engineer Lloyd Adlawan is mauli lang ang
Ang
inyong
refund.
ang inyong equity.
Opo.
Ang full amount kay dili
Yes,
man
full
inyong
amount.
sa.
Yes.
Kuan man. But now murag na nalain man ang there's a
The
new
narrative.
goal. There's a new goal.
Yes. Basically, based on the due diligence checks that we have done so far in the months that have ensued, we have uncovered evidence leading towards the crimes and violations of Lloyd Adlawan and his cohorts about the development of Azzela properties. And so we now seek for justice, accountability,
Yes.
and a restitution of what he owes us. Justice because in keeping bitaw with the national trend karon, this is interesting because we would not want to experience the same trend in the national offices, no? But it seems like this is a reflection of what's going on in the country. Naapil pa gid in taon may og kabiktima. Justice because these people, the home buyers, deserve supposedly the homes that they paid for that were never built.
Correct.
Justice for the families na nag-expect in tawon that they can move into to a home that they can continue to make memories in. And justice because the hard-earned money that was paid, ang uban gikan pagid in town sa loan bitaw, and the rest are still paying the interest of the loan that they have paid as Azzela properties. They deserve that kind of justice. Accountability because we have visited the government agencies that have jurisdiction over this case. First off, we went to report to the Minglanilla Police, filled out blotter sheets and forms for the large-scale estafa complaint. However, we were told na tawagan lang mi para sa mga affidavits, the calls which never came. And the affidavits which were never executed because sa among mga follow-up, in fact, Sir Ford is here with us, has followed up 3 times and nothing substantial has been done. We have gone to the National Bureau of Investigation to report the same violations and crimes. We were told that we need to execute our own affidavits from our own lawyers because they are swamped. Although we understand that, because this is a government office, but we did not expect that the common Juan, bitaw, the common Filipino like us, taxpayers and OFWs who are part of the backbone of our economy will be treated the way we have been treated. There have been some of those nga na late bitaw pag adto sa next batch and received a different instruction from the instruction that we were given. We have gone to the Minglanilla LGU hoping for an audience with the mayor, basically because it is within their jurisdiction. The business permits for Azzela properties is within their jurisdiction. We were not given an audience with the mayor. We were referred to the legal office. The legal office who confirmed to us that in 2022 ra di ay ang business permit sa Azzela properties. And so in 2023 they have issued a closure order that was never enforced or monitored because nagpadayon og pamaligya si Adlawan. In fact, again, a few of us here have bought properties and units from Azzela properties in 2023.
After 2022.
After 2023, after the closure order of the local government, as well as the cease and desist order for Agenda Azzalea, that
Which
has
was
been
also issued.
issued in 2022.
Correct.
So if these ang amo lang ba, ang among disappointment is that, and frustration, is that if these agencies have enforced and acted upon these orders and
Followed through.
and given sanctions and penalized Azzela Properties, then they could have spared many of us from the headache, from the heartache, and from the grievance that we are still experiencing right now. Also, we have seen the pattern of the modus of Adlawan firsthand sa among generation na karon. Kay sa previous generation, no, we've heard nga he has been issuing bouncing checks for as refund, as a band-aid solution, and he has been asking people nga tagaan ta mag-refund, ayaw mag-storya sa social media.
Or
That's-
radio station.
Yeah, or radio stations. That's curtailing ba the freedom of expression of the people nga nakadawat or nidawat ato out of need. And in fact, they more than deserve those because ila mo tong kwarta nga gibayad. Another thing, ang iyang modus nga kung naa gani media coverage, mingon siya, mo promise siya og refund at a certain date and time. However, kung abot na ning date and time, niya wala ni media coverage, he does not come up with his promises.
Deliver.
He does not deliver, and he is MIA. Missing in action siya pirmi. Pirmi siya masakit, pirmi siya ma-anxiety kuno, og pirmi in
Sugar.
town siya, mutaas iyang sugar. Ana no? Last, one of the selling points of Azzela Properties before, when we invested and did the reservation, was that pwede ninyo i-loan sa pag-ibig. Only to find out from a reputable, reliable source kay one of the home buyers, ang iyang amahan, who has sadly passed away already, was with pag-ibig nga assigned in the accreditation of developers bitaw. Nahibong siya pagkita niya sa kuan nga, oh, you can loan this sa pag-ibig, pwede mo maka-take out of loan for the balance, no? They have never applied for accreditation sa pag-ibig. So, one after the other, our profile initially bitaw of Adlawan has held true. Nga, he only thinks of himself, he's a narcissist, he manipulates people into thinking mamurifan siya, and he is a pathological liar because he keeps on telling lies. Mga saad o pasalig nga wala gyoy maabdan. So we ask, again, justice, accountability, and restitution for the grievances that we have, and we ask more people to come together. Ayaw magkahadlok. There have been people nga nakadawat ko og gi-threaten, death threats. They will give you first-hand information on that. Ayaw mo kahadlok. Kay kung naata sa katarungan, truth needs no defense.
Correct.
We are standing on solid ground, and if we are together, even Adlawan and his cohorts cannot topple us down.
Sige, so Tess, can you elaborate more on the threats, no?
Sa kaning kwan sa refund, ang ako lang po ikuan.
Sige.
Nga ang kaning ako ang amount kuan na jud ni siya 250,000.
But it's hard-earned money.
Pero ang kuan bitaw, ang length sa time bitaw ni abot na kog 2 years kapin. How much more katong mga dagko na no? Unsa nakato pila nakakatuig. So mao mo na ang katong sige mo lagi siya saad nga tumig Dwight Spim saad siya ni. Sa pag primero ni hatang man tuto siya 10,000. Nya ni ko na po sa sunod buwan sa 8th of October. Nangadto in town mi nanguli mi empty-handed. Ni pabalik na po mi next week. So nahitabo ato namalik na sad mi. Unya, naghuwat mi dito pila ka oras in town.
Sa diin man sa
Sa
Azzela.
DYHP.
Kay ato siya mo bayad.
Ato siya kay mao may sabot.
Sa atubangan ni Attorney Rufin.
So naghuwat na po mi dito dugay jud in town mi hinuwat hangtod nga niingon na lang nga kuan kay sige na may kamita na nagsina mig text nagsina mig tawag sa iya sa iyang secretary sa iya. So niingon na tong mag-GCash. So gipang send po taon na mo ang kanang mga
Yung
GCash number. Ni send man to mga alas 5 na tingay ito. So dito mi naghuwat kay ang saad alas 2 pila mi ka oras in town dito. Miss Mildred
So
naghuwat.
naka-receive
Naka-receive ang uban og 5K.
Sa kami
Ako wala ko ka-receive
Wala
ato
kami
nga time.
From
ka-receive.
the 10K that he has committed.
Unya, kay ako sige man jud kog text, giingnan nagay ko niya nga out aka ng so far 90% sa mga tao dili pareha ni batasan. So kay mo kinsa kahit 10% ka kauban ako sa pareha og batasan na siya. Ug kinsa man poy mo kuan lagi kung tarungon lang tinatag ko ano. Dili jud ta maingon ani nga mag kana ta mga kuan na ta mga F words bitaw pagbatok niya. So mato hangtod kadugayan akong text, iyan akong giingnan kay nagkuan naman lagi ko nga magpamedya na pug ko kay di man lagi ko klaro. So mao na ni siya nga iyan akong giingnan nga aw kung naaman mo event kay akong gi-mean nga event nga nami himon nga kuan jud. So let's see kay di na ko mubayad. O kiha na lang tibok pa buhol paminawon. So paminaw po tuo ka nga wala koy cornerstone diha sa buhol. So ako na worried bitaw ko kay nabiya po koy amoy dito ba kuan kung unsa may but sa butan ng na siya cornerstone dito sa buhol. Kay dili baya jud kato amo ang lugar baya dili baya daghang tao. Unya na ko'y mga anak, na ko'y anak diri sa Cebu. So mo puto ako pong nagpa-platter ko, nya akong gi-inform po si Attorney Rufil. So mo pong niari po ko sa Sunstar aron ma-inform pod nga mao ni iyang kuan ako. So nya isa pa niingon jud siya nako nga once nga magpa-media pa ka, dili na ko mobayad.
Kay
Nana
naman
siya.
i-explain ba siya o nganong di na siya mobayad?
Bas
Iyaman
once
ang accountability
mo
sa imo.
Makaulawan man daw.
Dili na siya kay kanang kana kuno nga kuan nga mo reply pa siya sa ako, motubag pa siya sa ako, pasabot kuno na nga mobayad. Mobayad ang question is kanus aman. Unya stressful kaayo ang pagpaningil sa iya nga. O kani ugma mo padalagi ko nya. O next week magpada kog 20k, next week 50k. Unya ang mahitabo wala gyud.
The
Bisan letter
promises
K wa.
Letter K wala.
the promises
Bisan letter
started what year pa?
Nag-start gyud mi sa refund ani is 2023.
Dugay na gyud.
Dugay hangtod karon
It's
iya.
been
250.
Two
na
years.
amount.
2 years. Oh.
50. Momber.
And then you did not get any, di ba? Kaya wa man ka na-appeal
No,
sa
Naa.
Naka-
Ang ako
Ano
na
siya?
lang, ang so far sa 2 years kapin, ang na-receive na ko is 130 or
Okay.
more or less.
For 2 years.
130 more or less. So naa pa ko'y collectible nga 100
Mas
plus.
pinangga ni siya ni kanang Lloyd kay naka-halfway naman siya.
Pero-
gigulat na siya karon gisigip siyang paningil.
Ang uban pud ani ang itong primero nga kuan kay diri pa mo ko Cebu nagtrabaho. Every day off in town na ako, Miss Mildred, no. Magbuhat ko dito from morning hangtod afternoon sa ilang office. Maog yun na among trabaho dito. Imbes ang day off nimo manglaba ka, manglimpyo ka, mag-rest ka. Ang akong naong tuara silang opisina sig balik-balik.
Minglanilya.
Oo, sa Minglanilla. Maghuwat mi dito, daghan in town mi from morning to afternoon kung ano sa ami tagaan. Na joy uban nga manguli mi nga wala. Kay moingon man wala joy makolekta man, wala joy na mayad kay mag-rely ra siya kung unsay mga mayad dito sa opisina bitaw nila. Ang uban lagi pamatira na ng bangko kay muuli nga why kuan ba?
So murag akong sabot ani DJ nga padayon pa man iyang Facebook page kung naa siya'y madani dito mo'y ipang
ayang
bayad.
ibayad.
Kung
Ug
nasa
katong-
possibly mailad lain,
ug katong
mapod yang i-refund.
nagpadayon pagbayad sa equity mo pud iyang ibayad. So, oh my God. Ikaw man bet kay suki sad mong Lloyd, ni asa man ni up to asa naman nga napunto ang inyong conversations.
Kuan ka ng wala gyud siya reply sa akuan. Pero nagtawag ka na sa to, nagtawag September 30 nagtawag siya sa ako. Sabi niya. Ingon siya nga Morales, baliw ka ko kang Reniva nga kanang ikaw lagod akong maduulan ko no nga makastorya niya nga kundi maghuwat lang kay mabayad lagi ko niya. Di ko ngano nga siya raman ako di ay mabayad lagi ko ninyo kamo unahon. Ayaw lang ko no sulti sa iba. Kay malay kay okay raman sila sa 5,000, 2,000, 10,000 ingon niya. Then yan ko kanos aman ko. Then nag-set me. Pero tanan namong conversation na ako'y record ana. Then ingon siya, sige mabayad ko nimo October 15. Kauban sa uban nga nagbayad 10,000. Bayaran ta ka dako ako kay dako man ko no. Sige i-full na ako sa October 15, i-full ko na si Ma'am Reniva, then ako ko no 300 lang. Then ko sige, siyempre ako ni tanda ko sige may problema. Kay siyempre kinahanglan ko taga Samar ko wala ko source of income, ako igsoon delayed ang sweldo. Then ingon siya, ko sige din nag 300 ko no pag 50 nagulat mi. Wala ang iya good sulti diri sa ako Sige, magbayad ko no siya Pero maski newspaper og any radio station og tulpo, ingon niya bitag kay kabalo man siya magbitag ko. If mahitabo gani walay silbi ko na makasabutan. So meaning di siya mobayad. So sa 15 niadto yung tawon ko, kaya bina ko nagdahom ko mabayaran ko. Ingon niya bisag ginaggamay ra. Pero bisag text wa jud siya. Sige ako nito daghan ako gisulti wa gud siya nagbayad sa ako Walay ni reply. Pagtawag namo tubag siya sa ibang nga number pero sa ako gi-block ko niya. Hantod karon wala siya. Basta ang iyang pulong lang igna si Minerva karong katapusan mo bayad ko ninyong full payment. Hantod karon wala gyud siya.
So kanigid mo na there really is a pattern of promises and then broken. No?
So, kaning tanan inyong storya, inyo ning gi-share ni GovPam. Unsa man sad ang aksyon ni GovPam? Unsa sad iyang tubag ninyo aning inyong mga yangungo?
Actually, the governor, one of her promises sa mga tao, no, is that she will not tolerate crime. The crimes and violations of Adlawan are legitimate, bitaw. So she has gathered the people that be to help us get to the bottom of this and make sure that the offices and the perpetrators are brought to a conference to help us out and get to the bottom of this. Maugid iya pasalig.
Kaganina, when you
Seek
had
justice.
when you had a meeting with her, who were with her, Mansad, as part of her team? When you met with her,
She had the PLO, the PIO,
okay,
iyang chief of staff, and the secretaries, the assessors in charge as well.
okay.
And she has called a number of people which we are privy to, who will help us out.
Okay, the other mga, in my opinion, low-hanging fruit, ani ba, which seems to be not a low-hanging fruit, is ang Minglanilla LGU, the business permit. And then the second, also the enforcement of katong disod na cease and desist order.
So,
kana lang duha.
Actually, doon na duha ka legal action, di ba? The cease and desist
Oo.
na gi-issue sa DSUD 2022
2022.
Oh.
Oo.
At the same time, the lack of business permit na
Correct.
2022 pasad. Then, ang number lang ang question is, why continue iyang operation?
Correct.
Why continue
Kana- oo.
iyang office in operation when naa naman din na unsa
Kay
man
in-
ang problema nga nung wala na siya na-implement?
Ma-enforce. So murag for me kana pa lang da ang duha pa lang.
Yes.
That's already a good step that they never had for many years,
Yes.
no?
Ikaduha,
Oo.
ngano wa man say take, ngano unsa man di ang ilang reklamo gipada sa pulis? Why was there no action sa pulis and
Or
even
even
sa NBI? Ngano man, what's wrong with that? Dili ba di was it not a crime nga dili nila entertain? Murag karon pa manggug ko nakadungog na ni file day sila og kanang blatter or complaint dito sa Minglanilla Police only nga why action nga nangadtuman anto sila nganong why ba
follow up.
kanang
Correct. And
is he that powerful DJ nga na siya influence ani nga mga government offices nga dili makatake og action against ni Lloyd Adlawan?
kay that's also my question kay these are supposedly bigger government agencies compared to a single developer. Pero nganong these way bigger agencies could not enforce, no? For somebody who is just a developer, no? One among the many, just
Yes,
one among the many.
Actually, after aning sa Azzela, kanang nag-check ko sa social media. Daghan sa gyud di ay mga may pagka-developer. Kanang they're very good in presenting products online. Kay naman ko there's a group akong nakit-an nga kanang naningil pa sila not just in Cebu but Luzon and Mindanao. So unsa di ang hold sa government aning mga real estate developments? Murag loose kaayo kan anybody can just especially social media, mag-boost lang ka makita na imong post overseas wa na dagan na kay kagmadani.
And I'm stating this on the assumption, no, nga there's a malicious intent. klaro pod nga if there really is a malicious intent, klaro pod nga they also seek a profile that's vulnerable, and these are the OFWs. Kay mo raman, di ba, kung nakay malicious intent and then naay wala sige sa Philippines, then might as well go after them. Kay mo man ni sila ang mamalihog lang sa ila ang mga pamilya to follow through, no?
Yes.
Oh.
True. Very vulnerable sector.
Very
Yes.
vulnerable
In
sector.
fact, sa atong comments karon si Lana Morales, ningon siya
My
nga,
sister.
ay, imong sister? Ay, sus.
Qatar.
Ana in town si Ma'am Lana, I still believe that justice system in Cebu is functional. Siya, this money is hard to earn abroad. And it is only fair that the obligation be settled promptly. It is disheartening that despite our continued patience and repeated reminders, the matter remains unresolved. The situation has caused considerable inconvenience and stress. So, no, murag ingon siya, OFW siya, victim of Azzela Properties. Si Claudine Saga ni Ana such a justice for the victims sa kaning Azzela. Also a home buyer, si Jessa Ilondo, si Vladimir Ocariza. So I'm sure ang kaning atong mga bisita dili lang sila karon ang biktima ani. I think DJ ang kaning problema sa Azzela Properties, it's not just about the money, but kanang ang napawong ba nimo nga dreams of kanang, I mean, bisag kita ang balay manggod gyud kanang murag, di ba?
That's
Murag,
basic.
kanang murag gina siya na murag achievement of a family.
A milestone.
Nga, a milestone nga naatay
Ah.
balay, di ba?
Ah.
Basic
And
human rights.
Consid, even gani kanang when parents would talk about kanang ilang kids to encourage the future, murag ang milestone man gyud that the kids have arrived
Isang
is they
balay.
have a home of their own.
To come home to.
Correct.
In addition to the issue of the OFWs, I have opened a special group chat sa OFWs who have reached out to me. And interestingly, napuno na ang kada continent. In a majority of countries bitaw, both in Asia, in the Americas, Canada, the UK, Oceania, Australia, na ganito taga Israel, Japan, Kuala Lumpur, na taga Kuala Lumpur who has cancer, and ingon siya nga aggravate ang iyang cancer because she has been so stressed out, filing a criminal case against Adlawan, that she has to come home just for an appearance sa court, but Adlawan is missing in action. Wala gyud respetar sa time bitaw sa mga tawo who flew from different countries just to come and kanang sa ilang criminal case. We call on the Overseas Workers Association bitaw to help defend our overseas workers nga victims ani, dili lang sa Azzela Properties but all other developers, unscrupulous developers, to at least have them know that there is an agency that can defend you and help you out. I think it is essential because ang the stress lang ani nga layo stress man gani nga naa ka diri. How much more for those outside of the country from the different parts of the world, the different continents in the world, who are Filipinos bitaw. The Filipinos, again, I've always said this, the Filipinos always rise up to the occasion wherever we are in the world. Let us make sure that they are protected and that they are given the due process and due justice and accountability and restitution that they are asking for.
So murag, I think murag ang pattern gidayan ni murag in a nutshell, sa developer si Adlawan has a pattern of making promises and then all broken, no, in the overall.
Correct.
And second pud is the government agencies pud, no.
Napoy pattern.
Pattern
Mo
pud
issue
of
lang
inaction.
Inaction.
So murag duha gid ni pud karon nga pattern. Kay murag wa man gyud ni respond so far
Yeah.
nga naay concrete na gibuhat to help them.
I think
All of them either musulti lang og kanang decision but dili
Maka-enforce, no enforcement.
or ipasa sila to
another.
HSAC and then no action still,
I
no?
think that's for me mo na siya pinakadakong injustice ni
Correct,
Jay.
oo.
Kay ni cover ka of doing your job in stopping this person pero igura ka ni hatag og papel.
Mao lagi, oo.
Wala gyud kay actually gibuhat para ma-stop ang crime
And-
to stop the kanang people being victims over and over ba.
And on the part of kanang DSUD, for example, and even the local government unit, this is as early as 2022. Kana pa lang, no?
2025 na in town ta
Correct.
karon.
And nothing significant has been done at all, no?
Kung ikaw sa disod ba, dili ba ka maalarma nga
Correct.
ani na kadaghan igo lang ta do we just sit down and say
And-
ni issue na may cease and desist order?
Mhm.
Dili, can we not go an extra mile to consolidate and really find ways ug how unsaon pa ni nga kay nagsige good wa good ni stop na 2022, 2023, 2024 and we're not sure na by 2025.
Naa pa.
Pero kana ba nagpadayon ang crime?
And even as an ordinary Filipino citizen na lang, to report this to HSAC and seek action, no? Kay murag, this is a crime that needs reporting. And murag, aside on that, supposedly for the victims, there should have been somebody who is not a victim who would
Advocating.
want to do something about
About
it.
it.
And in my opinion, this is the local government unit and this is also DSUD.
I think dili
Diba?
kay mo affect ang
True.
LGU kay di pa man sila taga Minglanilla. Di pa man sila butante.
Mapod na yung nakasal.
location is
The location is
Yes.
there.
Mo
And the
ganina.
permit is also there.
there.
no?
And then they are future unaw-naon nimo, di pa sila butante now,
But
but they
they
are
will.
future
No.
voters. Kanang
Yeah, but it's sad to see ba that optics bitaw, politics is perception. This is not, at the end of the day, this is not about politics per se. This is about the lives of people bitaw whose faces have stories to tell. Ana gani niya. Let me, after the conversation, the phone patch of DSHUD with Sunstar Bitaw, I had a chance to accompany my brother-in-law to go to a water facility for the checking of their water. It so happened nga ang DSHUD man ilang kaatubang nga agency. As what you mentioned, sir, no? Ako nga giinan si Engineer Lindugan. Because you are behind your desk ba? As dili na lang ikaw nga magkami. As a person behind the desk, kay if I were on your seat, I would have done something about it because so many people have come
Complain.
to ask, to give a complaint and to ask for the LTS. The fact nga, nagsige mong issue, nga sige mong ingon nga, wani siya LTS, wani LTS, is that not an alarm button for you to say, uy, there's something that we need to do about this and check. Ngayon sa, we are limited by the mandate. The mandate nga, hanto diha ra jud mi. That mandate, if not enforced, is being an accomplice or an accessory to the crime that they're doing because you have not
passive
enforced
man.
it.
Passive
Ano ba?
ka.
Oh.
So,
Passive yun.
so ang wala gina nga mas dako ang injustice kay
Yes.
nakabaw na ka, ni issue na ka kuan to stop it but wa gyud kay gibuhat to really stop it.
So, I would agree nga, this is really a certified ghost yun siya nga project.
Housing project.
As we see the pattern now, no? Unless if there's somebody who can come forward and say it is not, no? But from what we are seeing, this is really a ghost development
Yes.
project, no?
Si Samville Trias, yun siya, ako sister victim sa ani OFW lagi
Mao lagi marag mao gid
kani
ang
mga
target
scrupulous
profile.
na kanang developers ba from Canada fully paid na sa equity 975,000 DJ. Si Army Leilani Chua homeless na miron. Si Kael Indig victim pod mi sa Azzela Properties 2023 mi nakapalit.
See, after 2022.
After 2022, si Ria Beryl invested in good faith but the lack of action and communication is unacceptable. Justice as investor demand accountability. Nya si Sweet siya fully paid na pod mi sa equity last 2022. Si Jacel de la Torre Campanilla, victim pod sila. Hopefully justice will be served. Si John Trazona, count me Sunstar, biktima pod ko, ana paita, nagloan lang mi para ibayad sa Azzela ni Lloyd. See?
Huge number. Kita pa lang ganidaan, this is like less than an hour. We're already receiving this. I can just imagine kani mga government agencies how many they have received through the years, not just one episode.
I'm really interested
Oh.
to see that numbers and then unsa ang action ilang gibuhat aside sa pag-issue sa cease
Mo
and
lagi.
desist order.
They actually gave us a number. Sa Minglanili LGU, we told them nga sa kini nga batch about 200 plus, a majority ng mga OFWs, and they said about 500 plus have complained.
See, that's a
500 plus, so na-shock me.
So unsa man mo
So
end up
they
lang
know.
sila as numbers?
mo lagi.
Exactly.
I'm really kanang ano ba nga
And that's why I'm also hopeful na finally they got the audience with
Of the
the
governor.
governor. Hopefully this is the one that will push, no? Kay murag they
Daghan
have
na sila
exhausted,
itawag
no?
dito,
Oh.
ang mga agencies nga dapat unta mo ay manubag sa
Mo-protect
ila
nila.
dito na sila murag nanagani uban nakadaog pero wa pag yun nabira ni usa ka lata.
Correct. Oo.
Katong nakadaog sa HSAC, siya nakadaog na. Pero nga nung wala paghihapon na enforce.
And concept ba, aside from the complaints, I think we've covered this before, it doesn't even take a genius, no? They can just go to the site and see for themselves.
Yeah.
And they will see that there's almost nothing, no?
Remember, sulti ni Disod, si Adlawan is only allowed to construct 33 units. Sila lang daan 200 na asa man nagibutang ng
Mao lagi.
ubang. Na dako klaro very evident kaayo gyud ni DJ.
Na
nga
something is terribly wrong, no?
But how come something so terribly wrong for years? How come padayon gihapon ni? So
He roams free and carefree. Whereas everyone else nga mga biktima cannot sleep at night.
And kuan lang ba, because katumagong mga previous episodes na to, supposedly, that si Engineer Adlawan would guest, I would see them also sa ubos, no? And that to me is a demonstration of what they've been saying ba, how much they have paused their lives just for this, no?
Mo ni
That's
siya
a huge trouble actually, because
Yes.
they're supposed to be doing
Working
something else,
Yes,
no?
True.
mo ni siya gatawag og sleepless nights. So dako kay na siya og cost,
Kana,
DJ. Labaw pa na sa cost sa equity nga ilang gibayad.
Yeah, kung
Mental
ang
stress.
ghosts mangani sa Halloween by November 2 wala na. Ang kanina agi
Padayon,
hapon.
pila na ka Halloween. Si Ma'am Tess lang pila ka working day offs.
Kana, oh.
Ang iyang day of
Travel.
time you're supposed to spend with your children. Wa nagtanga ka dito kana bitaw ka ng time is gold. So
And daghan gini sila sa ubos. Every time na ay kanang supposedly schedule, they're not even part of the guesting. But
naa
muna sila sa ubos.
Hoping nga makita
Correct.
si Lloyd and maklaro na siya tanan. I remember katong sa first na tong gawas diri, wa man siya ni atubang diri DJ, dito man siya ni Attorney Rufil. Well, we cannot stop him from going there, but you cannot also stop us from accommodating and listening and amplifying their voices, Engineer Adlawan.
And to be fair with supposedly Engineer Adlawan, we have kanang wala na ba gid ta nagpag-guest nila waiting for him,
Oh,
no?
but-
To be fair with him, no?
Yes,
I-hold na nato.
kay moment to
Oh,
yung condition nga
supposedly.
mo appear ko di ma'am mo explain ko ma'am pero ayaw sa sila interview ha. Okay, ang pila gini sila kabuok in town na nagbalik-balik diri telling their stories. Ang ila ra gyud nga I think ang ano ato ba is kanang naamanggoy therapy ang when you share your story nga people will know nga mo ni akong giagian na siya yung therapy nya naas like connectedness pero amo na siyang gigunitan. But I think we have given you enough time.
Enough time.
Engineer Adlawan kanang you accuse us of things but amon anang gipiyungan na lang na ni Kenneth Engineer Adlawan but if you will not appear pa sa karon nga week mo pa dayon na lang sad pud mi kay I think we have enough time nga gihatag sa imuha.
And then, if ever lang ba, giving him the benefit of the doubt nga nagsakit siya. However, ang atong murabitaw kung magsakit ta, our accountability doesn't stop actually. So, pwede gyud na di siya mutungad dinhi but take the course of action. Kay accountability does not stop with sickness.
Nya, dili man sad dili ka angay magul na mo kay dili man ka accountable na mo kay dili man may property home buyers, you're accountable to the home buyers. Kana lang kanang kung mo promise ka dito witness nimo si Attorney Rufil, but yet subisan pag yun
Wala
kinsa imong i-witness murag bisag mo ari paghapon kanya kami imong witness niya mo lang gihapon inig kami ngaw sa issue di na sa kamo bayad di na ka
And like katong giingon ni Tess, no, nga they waited until 5 p.m. They did not get even the 10,000.
not a single cent.
Wala gyud naghuat mi. Kaya nag-ingon pa gud siya Ma'am Mildred na Sir DJ na di ko no siya magpa-interview sa Sunstar, bahala ka dira. DYH pero daw siya magpa-interview kay mao daw ingon sa abogado.
Okay.
Kung mag-ingon siya na makako, na ako'y record, tanan namong conversation na adre. Napuno na lang ni sa among duha, mura na migkuan. Kay para lang maingon nga di ko mamakak ba.
And since this is already out in super out in the
Super out,
open
open.
ba, if among these agencies would actually say na our perspective is wrong, then they can always come back and also correct us, no? Sige,
Yeah.
that's also our challenge,
Challenge,
no? Sa
okay.
ila akong sayop gid ni,
Awa
Then-
mga imig pasaylo nga
and then correct it.
correct it nga
Sige.
dito sakto ang among
Correct.
punto ni
Ah.
ni DJ nga kanang na limit ra mo sa inyuhang
Oh.
pag-issue sa papel. Hindi ang akong pangutana di DJ ni undang ba di ay ang responsibility nga okay issue naman may cease and desist order. Na-implement ba? Dili ba mo abot sa punto nga na-implement ba? Nahunong ba yun? Kaya unsa may purpose sa cease and desist order, di ba? To stop the operation.
Correction.
Wa ba gi-check nga na-stop yun? Kung wa na-stop, unsa may next move?
And this also applies to a lot of our kanang government agencies involved in this case ba. Naka-recall lang yun ko kay murag many people would use accountability and responsibility so many times, no? But the difference gid ay between responsibility and accountability is answerability, no? Base na nga tong government agencies are just preoccupied nga di man ako na responsibility. So the follow-up question supposedly, if we wish our government agencies to be effective ba, is sige, if you are not responsible for it, who is answerable, no? There
Kasi
has to be
manubag
somebody, no?
Yes.
Dili pwede kay mo man ang dali ra mo hugas kay puro ra man responsible, but who is accountable, no?
Kinsa man ang mo make sure nga maundang ni.
Correct.
Nga
Oh.
matubag, masulbad ilahang problema.
And this is not just about their case, but even moving forward ba? Because I think diha ta magkabulilyaso,
Ano,
no?
oo nga.
Kinsay manubag,
Oh,
no?
responsible ko. Human naman akong responsibility. Ni
Oh.
issue naman kong cease and desist order. Then what?
Oh, nya wala man na enforce, kinsay manubag.
Kinsa man ang kinsa man akong paninglon nga huy nga wa nimo to gi-enforce.
Correct, oo.
Nga wa nimo na monitor kat appeal na sa imuhang mandate or what? Nya example sa
And
LGU.
as a private citizen, kung kintahay katong naglingkod sa desk, makaw na siya, sige, I am not responsible for this, but makapangutan na siya ba? So who is accountable? Kay didto ko mo adto as an individual human Filipino person, no?
Bitaw, dili siya enough maingon ka nga ni issue naman mi og cease and desist. Unya, unsa naman nahitabo nga nagpadayon pa man ni kanang how ang pangutana ba unsay solusyon?
Mo na,
How
oh.
are we going to solve
And
this
again,
problem?
this was issued 2022. And the fact that this was issued, meaning there were already complaints even before 2022.
And
it's
yet-
already 2025.
And yet, after 2022, napay mga nabiktima on 2023, 2024.
Amazing. Oh.
This is proof of the inaction by government.
Grabe yun. Oo.
Proof gini siya of inaction of government because ni issue mo, ni hatag na mo, but yet nothing happens. So this is an inaction on government. And inaction is equivalent to injustice.
Very true.
Diba?
Agree.
So, before ta mahutdan og kusog ani. Murag na-feel na nako ako.
Na-feel po na ako ang blood
Na-feel
pressure.
na nako ang blood pressure. Kanang aduna by timeline or anything gisgutan si Gov nga kanus amo next mag-adto or kanang the actions moving forward ba kay dili sa pareha po siya sa uban kung igo lang siya nga kanang it's a motherhood statement ba nga tabangan ta mo aduna bay laing detalye gihatag si Gov na mo nitong sunod buhaton.
We had the clearance of the PIO, and the governor to let you know, and the victims gani, to assemble on the 28th of October at the governor's office social hall. And they are facilitating the call to the different agencies, the invitation, let's just say the invitation to the different agencies who are supposed to, in a way or another, have a certain degree of accountability for this case.
So this is like a dialogue na gid, no?
Yes, but they call it an investigative conference.
That this is so mo ni siya ang I think maayo nga next move.
Correct.
Nga ipatawag nimo ang tanang responsable. Hasta si Engineer Lloyd kung di siya matunga. Including ang LGU, ang police, ang NBI, ang DSUD, ang HSAC, and all other agencies. Appeal pang BIR for the tax and everything, di ba? So,
even OFW protection.
I think, under ba na siya sa kanang Department of Migrant Workers? Di lang ko sure.
Di po ko sure.
sila,
But somebody has to be also protecting our
protecting the
OFWs.
OFWs.
Kaya murag sila man gid ang gina-target na profile.
Yes.
Right.
And I think kinahanglan po siguro if there's an organization, an association, or club of real estate developers, I think kinahanglan sad mo mura magniuyog. Kinahanglan sad mong mutingog to protect the legit developers. Kaya maangin man mo mabira man mo na bad light. So kinahanglan sad siguro di lang mo passive nga murag audience lang mo nga awa limpyo man mi, but there's a need to tingog ba.
That's a good point.
Nga
no?
unsa-unsad sa industry, sa real estate industry to protect their industry from
possible scammers.
Yes, kana siya ba nga maglisod na noon sila baligya, bas possible pa maglisod sila baligya because
Correct.
people are getting to be very critical of kanang inani nga mga developments.
And sige before si Ani, and to think about a lot of these developers, they go on a mission to sell to OFWs. They can even treat this like a CSR.
Bitaw nga.
No?
Kanang-
Market man sa nila ning
Oo nga.
OFW.
Mura
no?
bag unsa man ang how to protect your investment. Unsa man ang angay tan-awon nga legit ni nga investment.
Let me just share that the real estate firms, sellers and brokers alike, in 2021 DI, this has been shared by Boston and Filipino Homes, that they have raised this complaint in DSUD. And they were told that only the home buyers who actually paid for the property can legitimately file complaints
Nag-file na
against
bitag
this, but
complaint,
yes.
na bitag issue.
So
Nag-issue na.
we have done our due diligence ba on our part. Among inan si governor wala man minangayo og legal aid or ayuda. We just want accountability of the government agencies responsible for this and the justice for the victims.
Pagbalik, just the return of what's due them. Simple lagi kay na Lidge. Kung dili kaya ni
Engineer Lloyd.
Engineer Adlawan ang pagbayad kay pila ni kabuok sila, you have to find a way kay imo man ang gigagasto ilang kwarta. So I think you answerable gyud ka ani nila, and the government agencies who failed to implement unsa tong inyong gipang issue, equally liable ra pud mo ni Lloyd Adlawan, sir.
And sa mga viewers po nato, katong mga nag-investigate of buying properties from Hacienda, Azzela Heights, Zen High, o Zen Prime, please, ayaw na intahon mo pamalit. Ha? Please.
I-check yun ninyo mga higala. Kanang, you need to know that ang Azzela Properties adunay issue karon sa DSUD, and according to Minglanilla LGU, wala siya business permit since 2022. So, mga red flags ni siya. So,
And they do not have license to sell
yes,
also since 2022.
So, ampingan na to ang atong
Correct.
hard-earned money kay sus pertigitong hugot ta sa bakos ana. So, kaning developments karon nga gibuhat ni Gov, kanang welcome kay ni siya nga development.
I'm also
kay kaning,
hopeful.
kanang ato ning bantayan, ato ning atimanon didto para we'll really have to make all these people answerable from their accountability di ba? Kanang I think mora pud mi ang mabuhat sa Sunstar ang pagpalanog sa inyong tingog. Mo nang gitagaan og microphone.
Dagang salamat.
No, relax. Kanang kay madasad mi ni DJ sa inyo. Mura sa ming nakabalit og mansion dito, di ba? Pero kanang let's just hope, I think there is still hope nga kanang eventually ma-resolve ni. And let's pray atong apilan og pag-ampo nga this will be resolved peacefully. Di lang taan ng gulat-gulat kay kanang muad na siya sa sleepless nights niya, mas mumahal kung maningil ni sila sa sleepless nights, di ba?
The damages, no?
Damages. So kanang ato nang i-look forward ang October 28. Si Kenneth mo cover ana, di ba net? Ato nang i-cover dito ug unsa man gyud ang actions. Atong ilista na unsa ang mga commitments at that time para mapaningil nato, DJ. I think more na tong trabaho collector.
Og kadisa, no, kung ang atong viewers nangita sila kanang horror movies, no, this is even far worse than Conjuring, no.
Maog yun. Si nanay nag-comment diri nga di siya magpa-interview si magdagandaghan na ni daw wali ko kabantay ani. My sisters si Annie Chris, my sisters and I are also victims.
Wow.
We're BPO night shift workers. And the house was supposed to be our family's dream home, but suddenly everything we worked for was gone. Si Samville Trias, kung gi-implement pa lang unta strictly sa mga local government agencies and involved ani, dili unta maabot ingon ani kadako ang nabayad. Ug dili maabot ingon ani kadaghan ang mabiktima sa Azzela Properties Corporation or Lloyd Adlawan. Si Rex Spider Rebooks, karon kita nay nanlimos kang adlawan nga ibalik ang kwarta unsa may ikatabang ni GovPam kaha sa mga biktima kay siya man ang inahan nato diha sa Cebu. Kani ang sitwasyon mas labaw pa nga gikawatan na. Si Vladimir Ocariza, accountability in this failing economy mahimo panilang mangilad sa kalisod pagpangitag kwarta, then they just roam free. There's seriously something wrong with the justice system if sa kadaghan complainant wa pay gibuhat ang governing bodies. Di siya magpa-interview sa Sunstar, hadlok siya transparency, daghan naman kabaluan ni Mayor Rajiv Inad, Mayor Hope, matabangan ninimo ang mga biktima. Daghan pa na sila. So muna, daghan na gyud nanawagan in town nga. I hope government syaro naman sad na nami mic diri na apag ni sila ng comment, di pa ba ni enough nga kasaba nga daghan ang biktima? Pila di na quota sa biktima before you take action? Kasi kinahanglan pa 1,000. Kay 500 pa matugingon sa LGU. So kaya siya ba saan ka nang disappointing,
But the
na
numbers are
frustrating.
growing, no? So
Wa pa nilabot sa bag-upang na
na
on board.
na on board, oh.
Na on board. So, kana lang siya. Wala daw si Lloyd diri sa Cebu. Naa daw mining business sa Sulu, sa Hulo-Sulo as per ilang office na. Basig nag-mine siya para ibayad sa inyo.
May unta to.
May unta. So,
May unta.
okay.
Makabayad
Kanang
na sa tanan.
mga before ta manamilit, inyong mga panapos nga mga panawagan diha.
Each of you.
Oh, okay. Sa tanan ba, daghang salamat Sir DJ and Ma'am Mildred and sa inyong staff sa pag-accommodate sa amon since pag-start jud na wala jud mo ni staff tabang sa amo. Daghang salamat.
Wala, sa same na, salamat kayo Miss Mildred sa pagkuano mo o Sir DJ o sa tanan nga staff sa Sunstar nga bisag sige na mig balik-balik diri ba. Sige gihapon mig kuanin niyo kanang accommodate. So manghinaut lang pud mi kay Lloyd Adlawan ug sa iyang wife and sa iyang mga staff nga unta kay amo man ang kwarta dili lang unta mi ingon anaon ninyo ba nga sad-saaran unya maghuwat in town mga tao baya pod may in town uy naa pod mi kuan ba nami mga trabaho nami mga buhaton na pod mi gastuhan nya moingon mo nga naglisod mo unsa nakaha mi no nga mga common nga tao ramin tao maglisod kamo naglisod kami ka noon sana. So please lang in town kay nakinahanglan po mi kwarta.
Sunstar has given us a voice. Sa pag-una na ko on board gini diri.
Thank you, sir.
And has amplified our voices. People have told me that first interview kanang gi-share sa mga even sa mga developers, homeowners association, real estate firms because it is not only a warning and an awareness but also they are with us together in the fight for justice. We have laws in the Philippines. We call on our lawmakers. We have laws, but the enforcement and implementation of these laws needs to improve 1,000 times over. And if you may, and you should, the amendments to laws for the better protection of the home buyers and investors need to be checked, double-checked, and reinforced. To the local government units, we would like to thank karuno lahi raman di ay no nga we have audience. We have had audience ni Governor Pam and her team kay the load bitaw it was very cathartic for us knowing that there is someone who is an advocate sa amo nga bisag asa mi naabot sa mga other government agencies uwanan initan mi we put our lives on hold gyud ang among mga larga on hold and all other things on hold because of this. We know that our nation needs a revamp in general. And I think if we should start it, kitang mga Cebuanos, fighters magita, mubangon magita, if we start it with us, in this gamay raman tingali ni, this is aspect of what's going on in the national government. I am calling every Filipino to stand for truth and righteousness, even if we stand alone. And regardless of the consequence bitaw sa ato, as long as wala tay dili makatarungan nga himuon, katong ganing kuan nga kapag may katwiran ipaglaban mo, this is what we are doing. Because it is the right thing to do and truth, again, needs no defense. That's why we are here. For those who are afraid, who have received death threats,
Again.
we eat death threats for breakfast. Nganong i-death threat mo nila, but si Adlawan di maka-death threat sa ako, suwayan niya. Because I eat that for breakfast. And we have to make sure that bisag unsang hulga ang atong madawat, let us remember nga ato ning kwarta, ato ning pinatuluan og dugo, og singot, og ang atong pamilya nag-depend on us. So let us come out in the open, join us in this fight, and you will not be fighting alone.
So DJ, that wraps up this heartbreaking edition of Beyond the Headlines. We hope today's conversation amplified the voices of our home buyers or guests today, and I hope it shed light to the bigger picture behind the story.
We'd like to thank our guests, Ms. Annie Reniva, Beth Morales, and Teresita Mejias for helping us connect the dots in ways that matter. Hapit naman gid ang kalag-kalag. Sa tanang mga kalag, kanigid ang gusto natong makitaan. No?
So, hapit na. Pila na lang kaadlaw, DJ. Pila na lang. Maog yun. So, that's it. I'm Mildred Galarpe.
And I'm DJ Moises.
Thank you and
good
good afternoon.
afternoon.